Hey, good evening, everybody. How's it going tonight? Texas Redleg here. I just wanted to start by thanking all my subscribers. Not that I have that many, but the ones I do have, I certainly appreciate. And I would encourage you to, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't been here before, or if you maybe want to share my channel with somebody else. That'd be great too, and much appreciated as well. Well, the title of today's video is just to keep watch. You know, it's further and further we go down the road here, the less road we seem to have in front of us. And there's a lot of things that are coming to a head. This rent moratorium, this, the pinch, the pinched versus the unpinched, and all that therein lies. There's an attempt out there to pit one against another, of course, and the sophisticated, or the I'll call them the bourgeoisie of America, and quite frankly the world. There's a segment out there that they just think that they're the chosen ones, and since they just follow the guy in front of them, they're somehow entitled or worthy of special this or that. And of course we all know that's a bunch of BS. But again, the title of tonight's video is Keep Watch, and that just means to keep your heads up, keep your head on a swivel. With all these things coming to a head, with all of these pitfalls out there, economically, medically, militarily, throughout the world, there's just a lot of steam and a lot of heat right now, and a lot of propaganda as well. But keep your head on a swivel and keep your heads up and your eyes open, because I think folks are going to turn pretty desperate here at some point. And I'm talking about ordinary folks that wouldn't normally become threats or be in a position to where they were desperate, are going to be. And that can come from the shortages, that can come from economic collapse, that can come from drama, domestic stuff. Who knows? You never know what somebody's going through, and then you compound it with all this other stuff that's happening to them. I think people are going to flip out and lose it, honestly. And a lot of them already are. So it's time that all of us, raise our game when it comes to situational awareness, risk management. And, you've got to make things, and you've got to make your routines habits, I would say. Not habits in a dangerous way, but habits in a way that you always have your EDC, you always have your go bag or some form of it with you all the time. And you're always armed. If you can be armed legally, why wouldn't you be armed? I don't understand it. You can't just throw a gun in a glove box and think that you can be able to run out and get your gun if something goes down. You've got to be ready to rock and roll at any moment, And it would be a real shame if you were unable to defend yourself with lethal force or deadly force because you didn't take the time to get proficient at, one, utilization of that firearm, and two, having it on you to be able to defend yourself. And so the second part of this is beware of the entitled and the VIPs, the bourgeoisie, the people that think that, they're at the top of the food chain because, they can always just, buy their way out of things. Well, I think there's some stuff coming that you're not going to be able to buy your way out of. And especially with the dollar falling and crashing like it is, I mean, there may be people that don't want your damn money anyway. They may want what you got, like in the form of jewelry and other tangible assets. So these entitled and VIPs, doctors, lawyers, etc., a lot of these people think that, they're just at the top and we're just at the bottom and we're just serfs. But I can tell you this, they're going to find out the hard way. They're going to find out the hard way. And then everybody that prepped and did the things and that, completed the hours of this and that, training, stocking up, learning, communicating, people that did all that are actually going to be at the top of the food chain. And it's a shame because until it hits these people right dead in the face, they're not ever going to get it. It's just going to be too late. And they don't realize how behaving in a way of entitlement or with an attitude of entitlement and I'm this or that, I could just make a phone call and this and that's going to happen to you, or I can get this or that done. Those days are going to slowly slip away. I mean, you're already seeing it in the employment sector, right? In the job sector. I mean, you have fast food workers that are being able to basically hold the place hostage, demanding higher wages, incredibly higher wages just to go in and work. Now, I'm not saying people aren't entitled to a fair wage. Of course they are. But, $15, $20 an hour to turn burgers or wipe tables down, man, that's getting a little bit extreme. Those jobs aren't meant to be, lifetime methods of employment. Those are typically, jobs for high school kids or young adults that are just in college or whatever. Now, I understand some people don't have a choice. That's just how they have to work, and no disrespect intended. But you've kind of got the worker class that is in a position of, I would say, power now, because of the lack of workers. So, I guess it's in a way it's good, but also in a way, as far as, economics and the way business is supposed to work, it's not good. So it's all going to come full circle and increase costs on everybody. And again, here we go with inflation, right? So, I think that if you are prepping, if you are doing the things, you are in a much better position of power and sustainability than somebody that's doing nothing and that just has a lot of money. Because, number one, if it does crash, the dollar's not going to be worth anything. All they're pretty much going to have is vehicles, a home, and maybe some gold bars or something like that. They can get what they can, I guess, for that stuff. But, just beware of, and I'm sure a lot of you, have experienced this too. Just beware of the, hierarchy and the people that claim to have the high ground because of their wealth or their position, etc. And then the last part of this video is just to reinforce the issue of being armed. Being armed at this point in time, if you are truly interested in your self-preservation and, defense of yourself and your family, your property, there's no way you should be going anywhere unarmed right now. There are people out there that are career criminals. There's youth that are, gang members, obviously, and entering a career in criminal behavior. There are the desperate that will become criminals, okay? Theft, drugs, whatever the case may be, to make ends meet. And there's going to be some opportunists in there. So you need to be prepared to defend yourself, your family, and your property should those things be threatened. Because with the anti-police movement sweeping the nation still, the police ain't coming. Right? And it's not a dig on police. Used to be one. Former military. Used to be, veteran. The police aren't coming. If they do come, it's going to be a while. Okay? If you're in a big city. Expect delays. Extreme delays. They're already telling you don't expect us to come. Unless it's a life-threatening situation, and they're still going to be a few minutes late. Nobody wants that job anymore. They've ruined it for everybody. The left has ruined policing. It's not a knock on police. It's a knock on the left. If we ever have a real SHTF situation go down in this country, a real one, I'm talking about World War Z, Book of Eli shit. The police are going to be home protecting their own families. Okay? Get that through your head. Nobody's coming. So, kudos to you all that have done the things and prepped and trained and went out and listened and purchased things that you could defend yourself with. Purchased the freedom seeds to get a good stockpile of that going. Kudos to you for, listening and taking your personal defense into your own hands, so to speak. So I hope everybody is doing well. I don't want this to turn into a rant, but keep watch, people. Keep paying attention, whether you're driving down the road, down the highway, at a stoplight, at an intersection, in a line, dropping the kids off at school. Heads up, head on a swivel, check your mirrors. Always be aware of what's going on around you. So with that, keep prepping, stack it deep, and always remember, long live the Republic.